Hey guys, welcome back. Chris with Willow Hikes. If you're new here, this is a channel for beginner backpackers. I'd like to welcome you today. And today I want to talk about how to store your gear. So let's get into it. So of course, everybody's gear is different. Everybody's environment is different, where you live, what access you have to storage areas. But there are some fundamentals to how you should store certain gear. And today I'm just going to take you along with me, show you the space I have and how I store my gear. This definitely isn't going to be the same for you, but hopefully you'll get some ideas here and pick up some tips and tricks. So let's go take a look. So I personally use a spare bedroom for my gear storage. This is also my office, but it's a nice space. If you have a spare room, that's definitely going to help. Most people don't have that luxury, but this is where I have my things. And in this old cabinet, I keep all of my spare backpacks. So got the old Teton right here. It's also where I keep some pillow alternatives, and got a gold pan here. Don't really use it much, but it's outdoor related. Day pack. And here's an old hydration pack. I've used this once and most likely will never use it again, but various backpacks down here, including the first backpack I ever owned. And moving along, we have this little storage bench down here, and I keep things inside here as well, and it's kind of a mess, but there is a place in here for everything. These are hygiene and first aid items over on this side, and I also have some storage and cookware things, and on the other side, all kinds of bags and ground sheets. So over here, hygiene items like baby wipes, things like that. Leukotape. Definitely want to keep Leukotape on hand. And what else do we have here? Some backup items so I can refill my first aid kit. So keep these things in here. And other things related as well, like some knee support. Thought about using this in the Grand Canyon. I've got all kinds of alcohol swabs and some more knee braces. In this little thing, I've got myself some moleskin, some other things for first aid so I can refill, and a sleeping bag liner if I need. Here I've got some storage bags, use lots of those on the trail. And down here I've got emergency blankets, and below that, fishing gear for when I do take a fishing pole, which is pretty rare. And then all kinds of fuel for my backpacking stoves, and Nick wax for washing down, and then some little wipes for condensation. And I've got some food in here and all kinds of ground sheets, all kinds of stuff for ground sheets, and various little bags, and also a few stickers for my channel if you're interested. Got those. And then my bag from Hilltop Packs. I always take that, and just various little bags for organization. These are really handy out there. More ground sheets. And this is a trash compactor bag to line your pack. And then all kinds of stuff sacks. So any kind of sack. And this goes right on top. Snowshoes, and here is the closet. Taking a look inside, I have all of my clothing things and a lot of other gear in this closet. Looking above, went to Target, bought all of these little boxes, and over here I have my tents in the corner, kind of out of the way. And then all of my clothing items I keep in separate boxes so I can pull what I need and not have to rifle through a whole bunch of stuff. Got buffs and bandanas, gaiters, and then all of my jackets. Got rain gear and regular jackets, windbreakers, fleece, and there's my puffies. So I keep everything hanging up here. And recently got a sun hoodie from Outdoor Vitals. And below that, I picked up this little table. It's a spike table after watching Paul Messner. And then here's my Outdoor Vitals CS40. I just keep that there so it doesn't get damaged. Love this pack. And also keep the pack that I got for my grandson in there as well, just because that's where it fits. And then this crate has a bunch of backup. So in here, I have all kinds of items that I rarely use, but silly little things like that. I've got some trekking poles in here that I don't use, and we've got extra rain flies, insoles, and tent stakes, and some base layers, even though I've got plenty more. And this is a 20-year-old tent that I will never ever use again, but I can't seem to get rid of it. And fishing reel, just in case, I take that. And here's a dry bag, pretty big one for when I go rafting, which is rare, but it goes in here. And up here on top, I've got some shoes, camp shoes, my Flex Light Air chair. We've got some sit pads, bare vault, and back there are mountaineering boots and crampons. I keep those out of the way. And here are my pads, and I've got a choice of several. And then sleeping bags are just kind of in the corner. They are loose. I'd like to have a better system for them, but that's where they go for now. And then here I have books and another hammock, and here is my scale and another scale on top. And in this drawer, I have several items, including my Toaks titanium pot, and that goes in there, along with one that I just bought from Darwin, and my cup and my backpacking stove. And those are easy to get to. Here's Frog Togs. And then I also have a whole bunch of different hammocks in here, some various things. Here's my hummingbird hammock. I always take this guy with me, and more hammocks underneath. So all those things are easy to get to, stored right there. In the next drawer is all my cold weather gear. So I've got snow pants, I've got emergency blanket right here, and I've got a helmet back there, and all kinds of cold weather stuff. A wag bag if I need that, if I'm on a mountain, and of course hand warmers. So everything cold related. And above that, I've got backpacking meals. I have so many backpacking meals, so many choices. This thing is stuffed full of freeze-dried meals, and I can choose what I'm in the mood for when I go on a trip and pull out exactly how many I need. So that's what I have in this drawer. And then next to that, another drawer of food. And this also has this cozy I made to keep your food warmer. And it's also got my food bag in here, along with various food items, so I can just pick and choose what I need for a trip. Now I have an old gun cabinet that I've taken the door off of, and I use that to store a few things. Here's my ice axe, because it really doesn't fit anywhere else. And to go along with that, another thing that's hard to fit anywhere are these snow stakes for tents. So I've got those in there. And my trail wallet, which I don't want to lose, so I just keep it right next to my pack here. And also this massage ball, which I just haven't found a place for, so it just sits there too. Here's my trekking poles right next to there, just standing up, easy to grab. And then into this box, I have all kinds of maps. I also have any information for trip planning. So if I have an upcoming trip, I'm going to have information just stored in here, along with these I have always used these folders so that I can plan a trip, and then all kinds of paper maps. Love paper maps, so all of this stuff goes together and helps with trip planning. So down below in the gun cabinet, I have some pencils, but I also have pencil boxes. These work great for organizing my gear, and I just use these. I label them with whatever I need to store in there, so I can just grab what I need without going through a giant box to find the specific items that I'm looking for a specific trip. So for instance, I've got electrolytes in this one, all kinds of different brands. These are super helpful. And then next to that, DEET sunscreen. So anything bug related or sun related goes in here, including head net if I need that. And then electronics. So in here, I have a bag specifically for electronics on the trail, so I can keep them separate, and that works pretty well for me. And then in a hard case, I've got my MP3 player here, and I've also got my FlexTail Zero Pump, and that way I don't lose it. We've got these things are just headphones, and so those are my electronics. Moving on, I've got a box of hygiene items here. These are tooth care, so I've got these toothpaste tabs. These are fantastic. I've also got some Colgate ones and an old toothbrush I cut in half back in the day, and travel toothbrush. And then what I currently use is this little guy here, and that's that. Moving on, water filters. So I've got my Sawyer filters in here. I also have a back flush. I've got the accessories, little cap here, and also have the coupler. So any of those things are going to go together here, and I'll know right where they are. Knives, not a big knife guy, but I do take a small lightweight knife backpacking. So in the past, I've used a box cutter, super lightweight, it works. I've also got my Swiss Army knife, that's my go-to nowadays, as well as this little Kershaw knife, which weighs next to nothing and is super sharp. So those work just fine. And moving on, big hygiene box here. I do keep a bag so that I can keep my hygiene items together while I'm out on the trail. And I've got all kinds of things I can pull from here if I want to smell good, or if I want to stay clean. Earplugs are perfect. I've got wussy wipes and all kinds of little tabs, some soap sheets, just tried those out for the first time. Body Glide is a must, and of course you want to have chapsticks, so I've got several of those in here. I'll also bring contact lenses, so I keep spares in here just so I can grab them and not have to look all over the house when I am packing. On to the next one, notebooks and pencils. This is not something you might even think about taking. I do. I like to journal out there, so I just take these regular little memo books and a mechanical pencil, and it's kind of nice to journal and look back on these things and remember what you were thinking, what you were doing. So I keep those together so I can pack them. And compass and luxury items. This is kind of a catch-all here, but I do have little game system, tiny little playing cards. Those are kind of cool. World War II compass, it still works. Got this from my great uncle years and years ago. So different compasses in here, monocular, and a little cribbage board that weighs really next to nothing. And so that's a possibility if I'm going out with other people. So those are my compasses and luxury items all together where I need them. Poop stuff. Yeah. Well, I've got a bag just for poop stuff, and in my poop bag, I've got my trowel. I'll keep some toilet paper in there. There's a wag bag in here if it's required where I'm going, and of course hand sanitizer. So everything I need to poop in one spot. And here we have power supplies. Since I do a lot of recording, need to be able to recharge. I've got all kinds of options. This is an Anchor power bank right here. And then of course, we've got the nice lightweight carbon fiber power bank. This one's a little robust, holds more power, has a light in it, and then of course I keep my cables in here for charging, and got a couple of smaller power banks as well. And then we have first aid items. I know I had first aid stuff stored somewhere else, but these are just little items that are quick to replenish my kit that I'm taking when I go out. And headlamp, which is not in here because it's currently charging, but that's where my headlamp would go. Pillows, just picked up a new Outdoor Vitals pillow. We'll see how that works. Got all of those in here. And paracord and carabiners. So this is all paracord. This one's hooked up to a carabiner just so I can do a bear hang, and those are good to go. And repair stuff. So I've got some repair tape in here, rolls of it. I've also got some patches and another patch right here. And I can just cut off some of this so I can take it with me. 10 accessories. For the most part, this is just guy lines in here. If I need to take any of those, but Hike and Bike has a push tool that they created, and this will save on your hands if you're not smart enough to find a rock to push in your tent stakes. And tent stakes, of course, got tons of aluminum stakes. I also have MSR groundhogs all bagged up and ready to go, so I just throw these in when I grab my tent, so I know where they're at. And sporks and spoons. So you don't want to forget these, so I keep them all together. Reminds me to take one. And I absolutely love the long-handled ones, so I have bought several over the years. And finally, coffee, probably the most important gear you can take out there. So I've got various ones. I do like some of the Starbucks Vias. The Italian roast and Pikes is good, but Alpenstart, probably my favorite coffee. So I keep lots of it on hand so I don't have to go shopping when I go backpacking. So thanks for coming in. We're going to close this place up now. So hopefully you were able to take away something from that that's going to be helpful to you in your own gear storage. So thank you guys for coming along. And if you have any questions, if you have any tips and tricks of your own, any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. We'll start a discussion. Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you next time.